Hello, welcome. Part 32 of Horizon Forbidden West with a therapist. It means so much to me that all of you are willing to hang out with me and watch this playthrough, whether you're watching it at night or during the day, if I'm on in the background, if you're focusing on it, if you're bouncing around, whatever it may be. Thank you so much for making me a part of your day. Those of you that financially support this stream, thank you so much for doing that as well. I appreciate it. It's very meaningful to me, and it helps me pay my wonderful video editor to get these videos out faster and more beautifully. So, wonderful that some of you are willing to do that. As always, please leave a like, leave a comment, follow the links down below. Would love, love, love to see you in some of the other contexts that I produce content in. All right. Cauldron time. Will we make it to Tana? Nobody knows.
Whoa, whoa!
Batman's down there. This is the Batcave Cauldron.
This place is in a bad way. But if its core is still active, I should get enough data to override some new machines.
Love.
I'll have to find another way in.
Love how varied these are now.
I can see an opening behind these panels.
Oh, that was tough. Dude, if there was a bat robot hanging from the ceiling, that would be crazy. What was that? Well, we got some spooky stuff.
Looks like some sort of canister.
Battery module. Obviously, you're supposed to shoot it. I'm sure that's not how you're supposed to get up here.
If that canister were more exposed, I could probably climb it. Should be able to override scroungers now. Scroungers. Looks like they've been busy.
This one's got some Hephaestusness going on.
I have to find a way out of here. More canisters. I might be able to climb my way out.
Well, I didn't learn how to activate those earlier, so as I cheesed it. So now I gotta figure out what I'm supposed to do to actually activate those. Ooh. They're supposed to expose. Shooting them doesn't do it. I'm sure it's not this.
Too high. I need something to help me reach it. A shell walker. If I can knock that crate loose, it might help me reach those canisters.
Come on.
was trying to pull that. I'll look for higher ground so I can pull on that canister.
Okay, so that's what this is for. Perhaps. Come on. Marshmallow, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate it. I always forget about the grappling hook, man. There's so many items in this game. Like, I'm a real simple dude. Give me sword and board. It's really all I need. I don't need all the gizmos and gadgets.
That's the last of the canisters. I should be able to climb up to that ledge now.
Just give me meat and potatoes. Oh! Alright, we're cool. Let's go. Spooky, spooky.
Frostclaw. Oh, it's not gonna go down easy.
Sure it
Maybe
will.
there's something here I can use in a fight. Focus might help me.
It'll blow up the other bear.
Blow up the cargo sacks on those bellowbacks. If I time it right, could do a lot of damage to that Frostclaw.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it, Aloy. But look at that idiot.
Why would these machines stick around if the Cauldron's not working? I better get to the core, quick.
Alright.
Those rails usually carry materials to the Cauldron's core. I follow them. I find what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Oh, neat. Alright, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah.
I think I need to rotate this in the opposite direction.
Nah. This one's fine. Don't worry about it, Aloy. I know what I'm doing. Oh! Yo. Yeah. Physics, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Good enough.
What are you supposed to be?
We're gonna find out.
Ooh. Going down?
Oh, shit. See you later. There it is.
Looks intact.
Override the core. What will it be? What'll it be?
Place is pretty damaged.
Spooky, man. There's like a spider up there. That spider? Oh boy. Hey! I see what you're doing.
Let's get these overrides.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. What are these things?
The hell?
All that.
I'm gonna use my grapple hook for everything I don't understand now. Wait a minute.
Looks like this regulates the power running through the core. The part's been taken, and it's leaking. At least that means I can follow its trail.
It's leaking.
There's something on the other side of that shield.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing for my polecaster to latch onto. Whatever took it must have climbed out of here.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And I need that in order to climb this, I
Has to be
think.
a way to follow the trail up there. Cargo crate. Cool.
Can I push you through?
This does it. I want to get zapped by that shield.
Yeah, that hurt when it happened 5 minutes ago, didn't it? Good.
I think this should do it. I can climb on that vent now.
Thank God these are everywhere they need to be. Open up. Come on, Aloy, go. Go. Oh my God. What a nightmare. Oh my god. Aloy. How are you guys doing? You doing alright? You having a good day? Thanks for being here. I feel like I need elevator music right now. Let's go! Do 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 do. What the fuck? Aloy! Does not need to be this complicated. Let's go. Go. Aloy! Climb! Come on! Holy shit! This is it. This is the whole stream. The entire part 32. DrMick climbs a wall. Thank you. Oh my god. Can scale mountains. Can pull rebar out of concrete. Can't climb a vent. Oh! There's a real Elden Ring moment right there. And you know the best part is I'm gonna have to climb that freaking wall again. Elden Ring moment. Oh, thank Christ. Oh, man. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Gorilla doing me a solid there.
Is that a scrap pile? I've never seen one so big. The machines must be scrapping the Cauldron for parts.
Whoa.
That's why they stuck around. I'm gonna need my focus if I want to find anything around here.
It reminds me of that junkyard from Detroit Become Human.
That's not it. Not the part I'm looking for. Don't need that.
Where's the droid I'm looking for?
Still not it. That's not it. Not the part I'm looking for. Don't need that.
Picky, picky.
Still not it. That's not it. Not the part I'm looking for. Don't need that. Still not it. That's not it. Not the part I'm looking for. Don't need that. Still not it. That's not it.
They're all the same damn part.
Found it. Whoa! Didn't like me touching its stuff.
Monkey! Monkey!
Take that part back.
Monkey, monkey, monkey. Ah. Oh god. Monkey climb. Oh boy. What up, monkey?
Get that component to the core before more of those things show up. That looks.
Okay.
Don't think I can go back that way. Especially not carrying this. Looks like there used to be a bridge here. I'll need to reactivate it if I want to get this part across.
Oh god. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Dude, that jump would be terrifying. Like, you got nothing to stir to yourself to. Like, you just have to... You just gotta hope you land it perfect.
That might work.
Damn it.
This should make things easier.
Let's go. Keep it moving. That's cool. So Cauldron falls apart. Machines are like, yeah, let's take this stuff. Let's loot it.
Dead end. Maybe that.
It ain't a dead end, Aloy. Good.
This again. At least I know I can get back to the core from here.
Oh, come on, man. Oh. Ugh. That's a little tedious for my taste. Little tedious. Especially since this thing's got shitty range on it. Oh, God. Pull this over here. And we gotta set the thing on it.
That's the spot.
Thank God I only have to do one of these. Thank God these places are beautiful.
They didn't like me messing with their scrap.
Oh, come on, monkeys. Let it go, bro.
To the core. Fast.
Monkey. Okay. Believe me, Aloy, I would love nothing more than for this to go fast. Go. And we're off. No good.
Just a
Okay. The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. Da 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 pizza, da da pizza, da 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 da. The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza. That's what this feels like right now. Krusty Krab pizza, da 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 pizza. Wrong component.
Of that. I better hurt there. Now I need to reboot it.
Oh, hey! Oh, baby. Hi there. All right, sneaky boy. Nobody likes you. Oh!
Ah!
He's a rattler. Woo! Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. There we go, bitch. Dude, it makes such cool noises.
Ah!
Aww. Oh. Where's my clarinet? Where's your clarinet when you need it, or your oboe? Let's play the like. What are you gonna do about it? Oh. There it is. You can never catch it 3 times in a row, man.
I think I'm about done with this place.
All right.
It looks like the core is rebooted, so let's try this again.
Holy hell.
These machine overrides should come in handy.
Can I override a snake now? That'd be cool. I can override a frostclaw. Damn. Red Eye Watcher. Show. Wow, I haven't scanned a Shellwalker yet. Clamberjaw. Behemoth.
Looks like I'll have to restore some of these overrides.
Ooh, I can do the turtle. Spike Snout. Scorcher. Damn. Fire Claw? Hell yeah, dude. All right. That was fun.
Guess I'm blasting my way out of here.
So anyway, I started blasting. Ooh, baby. If that's not a welcome sight. Look how beautiful. Oh my lord. Cauldron, done. All right, we go back to Danur. Whew. I love that it's nice and peaceful when you walk out here. It's welcome. Ooh, look at this. Ocean. Beautiful. Alright. Danur is over here. Why is there not a campfire over there? What are we doing? You know, double our level from when we went to Vegas? Yeah, man. Hey, behemoth.
Could use something other than frost.
Go away. I don't want to fight you. Go away. Go away. No. No. I just want to go back to Danur and get this done. Knucklehead doesn't have a campfire nearby. Some intense music going on here. What's going on? What's up, dude?
I found Waren's key.
So he really is dead. He was a good man.
At least he saved everyone here.
Let's hope this key shows us how to honor his memory.
Oh boy, what's in the box? It's the Reddit safe.
It's a map with salvage sites marked on it. I was right. He wanted us to finish what he started, to finish the armor. But the crew is still injured and tired. I can't ask them to do this, Aloy. You think you have time for a few more contracts?
Why not, man?
Lay it on me.
Waren marked an inlet on this map. By the looks of it, he was looking for something underwater. I need you to find out what he might have been searching for there, and bring it back here.
I'll see if I can take a look. What do you need me to do?
Waren marked a beach we scouted before setting up camp. I think I know what he was looking for. Behemoths, and the spike snouts that strengthen them. Reinforced behemoth parts should make our armor tough as nails.
I'll give it a go then. I should get...
Good luck.
Okay. Salvager suggests caution. If machines are present, swimming out in the open could prove dangerous and or fatal. Hunter understands, accepting the contract and... Yeah, risk. Alright. Wow, that's way out there. Okay. Where's the other one? Way out there. Alright, so I'm not really interested in going to do those right away. So what we're gonna do is go up to Tana. I'll do your salvage contracts when I get to the coast, my friend. Yo! What up, Widgie? My friends, if you do not follow Widgie who? If you asked yourself, Widgie who? Well, that's a terrible response. You should know who Widgie is, so go follow Widgie. She's great. Widgie, I hope you had a lovely stream. Thanks for bringing people over here. Those of you that don't know who I am, hi. I'm DrMick. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I've got a PhD in human development. And this is Game Sessions with a Therapist, where we play cool games, talk about mental health, psychology, therapy, and more in an effort to destigmatize those things, and bring information to folks who might not otherwise have it in a responsible and ethical way. I do not do therapy on stream, but I do answer mental health related questions at the beginning of my streams. And on just chatting days, I also do playthroughs like this one, where we're playing Horizon Forbidden West, and I use my therapist brain to analyze the game as things happen. Maybe you learn something if you stick around. It's my goal. I do ask that you keep this spoiler-free and backseat-free, because this is a blind run of the game. I'm enjoying it immensely. We're on part 32, which means that we're roughly 60-ish hours into the game. But I hope you stick around for a little while. Thank you, Widgie, for popping by. I hope you've been well. What is the unknown thing here? Oh, sick. All right. Whoa. Damn, this goes way down.
The data I needed to override red eye.
Monkey! What up, monkey? Whoa! Oh, monkey's still going. Monkey's still alive. Monkey dead.
This green shine will fetch a price.
Alright, sunken cavern complete. Oh, there's a log up there. How do I get up there? Path not taken. Data corruption minimal. I should have gotten on that stupid holocaster. It was Lauren Henson. Lauren Henson asked me to go on a ride with her. Me! I didn't even have to do her homework for her. I can see it now. We would have sat side by side. Maybe she'd have gotten a little scared and I'd hold her hand. I'd worry that my hand might get too sweaty while I tried not to piss my pants on the loop. Maybe I would have had enough adrenaline coursing through me afterwards to ask her out for a milkshake at Bonnie's. I would have walked her home, maybe asked if I could kiss her. We would have finished our senior year, gone to college, gotten married, bought a house. Maybe we'd have a fence. And those flamingos in the yard. Go big or go home, right? Instead, I pretended I forgot something at the gift shop. Now I'm gonna die trapped in a mine, chewing on my greatest regret while robots eat the world. Wherever you are, Lauren, I hope you're having a better time of it. Jeez. Bananimus, thanks for the 13 months. Oh boy. There's definitely something to be learned there, friends. The amount of times people stop themselves from doing things. Because they're anxious about them or because of a bunch of what ifs that may or may not be true is really sad. Why do people seem to often think of regrets when they believe they're going to pass? Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily, not everybody does that. But usually death is, or impending death is a time to reflect on your life. A lot of us, in some ways, just by virtue of how it works, we tend to take our lives for granted. And it usually takes sometimes, not always, but it can take near-death experiences to get a person to think about the way that they spent the time they had. Like, you start to actually come to terms with the finite nature of it. And so sometimes people will look back at the things they could have done but chose not to and wonder how their life that they now realize is finite could have been better as a result of maybe making a different decision. And that's why I always say, you gotta counterbalance your what ifs. You're gonna give a bunch of play to what if this goes devastatingly wrong. You have to give equal play to what if this goes really well. You don't get to bias your what ifs.
Could hit it with purge water.
Love this background music so much.
A lot of dead Tanox. What happened here? I better take a look at the bodies.
Oh boy. We're coming up on Tana here, so...
Maybe I should take another look around before I move on. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out how those Tanox died.
Corpse. Thank you.
Oh, these wounds. The Tanox died fighting something. But what? My focus might show me more. Something ripped through this tree. Whatever killed those Tanox was powerful.
I mean, I can do that to trees. Just saying. Have seen me do it. I'm pretty strong, I guess.
A fishing trap. It looks like the Tanox kicked it over when they got here.
Okay.
There. Tracks.
What up, homies? Oh boy, big bear. Whoa. The hell? Holy shit! Oh boy, big old bear. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh Lord, he's standing. Oh boy. Christ. Fighting this is outrageous even on this difficulty. Like, doing this on the hardest difficulty's got to totally suck. This thing. Boom. Holy hell.
It's dead. I bet that's what killed those Tanath. What were they doing out here in the first place? Maybe I can keep following their tracks.
Woo! Okay. What NHL Reverse Retro 2.0 hat do you have? I noticed it on TikTok. Golden Knights.
Green shine. Those Tanath might have been trying to collect this stuff when the machine attacked. They made a run for it, but didn't make it.
Bummer. Okay, is that it? Interesting. You like that little tease? Ooh, drone. All right, drone. Where'd you go? Well, this one does not seem immediately obvious. Probably by design. But there doesn't seem to be...
That's not gonna do anything. Those Tanakh might have been trying to collect this stuff when the machine attacked. They made a run for it, but didn't make it.
Comes down low there. Yeah, like, I don't see anything super high up that I could, like, even glide down to it.
This'll break my fall.
Oh, wait, I wonder... Ha-ha! Hey, buddy, come here. Look at that, Aloy's legs are twitching in anticipation.
Those Tanakh might have been trying to collect this stuff when the machine attacked. They made a run for it, but didn't make it. Okay, gotta grab the drone's data.
Got it.
Oh.
Cool. Alright, neat. Alright, Tana.
Thorn Marsh. Quite a sight, isn't it? Never thought I'd find myself this deep in Tanakh territory.
Have you run into any trouble?
I've been keeping my head down. Had to duck into the swamps a couple of times to avoid Tanakh patrols.
Well, I'm here now, so spill it. Who is Amadis, really?
Like I said before, he helped me put a stop to a hunter-killer machine out in the wilds. At first, he thought I was just another hunter from the lodge who only cared about the biggest machine trophy. And I thought he was just a grouchy hermit living in the woods. But then, he trusted me with the truth. Told me how the Red Raids took everything from him. Seeing that side of him, I don't know, changed things.
You love him, don't you?
I think I might, yeah.
Then why did you part ways?
When he told me how he failed to save the woman from his past, I told him how I made peace with my father and brother's deaths. He realized he needed to do the same on his own.
Wait. When we searched that Red Raid's battlefield together, you said he'd lost someone close to him there. I thought you meant a fellow soldier.
She was. Women aren't allowed to serve in the Karja army, but Nessa disguised herself so she could. Amadis kept her secret.
Let's get down to business.
When he left to come out west, he promised he'd send word that he was all right, but his letter never came.
So you set out to find him.
And when we do, I'll have words for him for leading us on this wild goose chase.
Well, at least I kind of understand now. Amadis thought Nessa died on the battlefield, but when he learned that the Tanakhs took prisoners back west, he kept going. So I guess now we find this prison, the Rot.
I did some scouting while I was waiting. I think I might have found the way.
Lead on then.
There is some real emotional maturity there with Tana. Relationships are complicated. And if Amadis, who I apparently have been mispronouncing as Amadis, but if Amadis was grieving that person and Talana is interested in him romantically and he is returning the favor but still seems to be bugged by grief about a previous partner, Talana depersonalizing that and acknowledging that that may need to be something that he works through prior to him being able to engage with her fully and meaningfully, and giving him the space to do that in a way that he needed, even offering her own experience with navigating grief in order to assist. That's big time stuff, man. That's big time stuff, because honestly, a lot of people would feel threatened by that. A lot of people would see his lingering emotion toward her as personal, or as a sign that he's never going to come around, or they might start comparing themselves to the deceased. There's all sorts of things that people do automatically in that type of situation, and then create defenses and distance and all sorts of stuff to try to like stop that from hurting as much. For Talana to dig deep down into empathy and recognize what that experience was like for him, and to say to herself, you know, this guy's worth me giving him the leeway to go figure that out for himself and come back for, I think is also derived from really strong self-esteem. I mean, that's essentially Talana saying, I know I'm worth coming back to. I know that I'm worth being on the other end of that. So if he's got to sort that out, I'll be patient with him. Because I'm growing feelings for him, and he seems to be reciprocating them, and I'm not threatened by that. I can recognize that I'm worth it. And if he decides that I'm not worth it, well, that's his loss. So I give Talana a lot of credit there for how she handled that situation. That's some significant emotional maturity. It's not easy to do that, but very important to do that.
Do you think Nessa might still be alive?
I doubt it. Any Karja prisoners from the Red Raids would have been killed or returned home by now.
Gonna be complicated if
Then
she is alive.
What's Amadis after?
I think he just needs to know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look at that. I mean, Tana even just Tana needs to know too. But if he gets to a point where he's like, "Look, she's here, and she's alive, and that's where my heart's at." All right. If she's alive and he's like, I don't know, I think I might like Tana, then, that's for him to figure out. But it is one of those things where if he needs some degree of closure, or she needs, like if he needs closure, he needs to know what's going on so that he has a confirmed, closed off loop in his mind so that he's able to be more present for Tana. That's worth the wait. Better to wait for him to be all in than to have him be half in and up in his anxiety and unknowns and what ifs. I mean, she could support him in that and be present for it, but that is going to have an effect on their relationship if he doesn't work his way through that. And I appreciate Talana's recognition of that. Ooh, what do we have here? Some very obvious tripwire.
Ha! Over here, you flaming hunk of scrap.
That's him.
That fire claw's right on his heels.
Whoa!
Come on.
Got you. Tana?
We've got your back. Not now.
Dude, getting real tired of fighting bears tonight. There you go, Amadis. Oh, what's up, dude?
Tana,
You were supposed to let me know you were okay.
I was going to send the message right after I crossed into the desert with an Oseram caravan. But when it became clear that the tunnel had collapsed behind us, I figured the only thing I could do was press on. Seeing as you found a way out here, however, clearly I was wrong. I'm sorry. The last thing I wanted was to worry you.
So, you must be Amadis.
And you must be Aloy. Talana's told me a lot about you. And I guess you must know about me.
A little. We know you're headed for the rot. But what are you hoping to find there?
A clue. Or a shred of one. Anything about Ness's fate. Maybe she died on the battlefield. Or maybe she wasted away in that prison. Either way, I have to know.
Tana told me about you and Nessa during the Red Raids. That you kept her secret.
We were both assigned to the Southern Spear Division. Our orders were to push into Tanuk territory through the tunnel. She was proud to serve the Sundom at first. But as the atrocities mounted, we both saw the raids for what they were.
And the two of you grew close?
We did what we could to protect innocent lives. It felt like we were the only ones who objected to the slaughter. And yes, we were close. Until the Battle of the Burning Blooms.
This is, I'm going to emphasize this because I really mean this. Really mean this. Worked with relationships for a long time now. Worked with lots of people. I think about this in my professional and personal life all the time. This is the type of conversation that shows just how much emotional metal people have. Because there's a lot going on here, and there's really kind of like two camps of people and how they handle this type of information. And one camp, in my experience, is a lot larger than the other one. The large camp is the camp that engages deeply with a sense of threatening or being threatened when Amadis talks about how close and intimate he was to a previous partner. There are people who hear that and immediately get into all of their own insecurities that may or may not be remotely present in the current like relationship dynamics and issues that are going on. Where Tana could hear this and be like, man, every time he talks about his previous partner, I worry that I don't stack up. I worry that he's talking about his previous partner because he's more invested in that relationship than he is in me. There's a lot of what-ifing in there. There's a lot of unknowns. And it's very easy, even for very emotionally mature people, to get swept away in that and to want to shut it down or to create walls, to create distance so that the pain of that is more tolerable. There is a smaller camp of people that can hear that information for what it is, which is it's just factual information about Amadis's past. Like, it is entirely possible to have multiple people in your life that are significant others or romantic interests that you are deeply engaged in. You kind of have this sense that you're only supposed to have that one person that trumps all of it. And that's not necessarily the case. You can have multiple relationships that carry very deep meaning. And when people blockade a person from talking about their previous relationships, you're blockading a significant part of a person's history that has led them to a point where they are actively making the decision to engage with you. So when Amadis is talking about what his history with Nessa was and is maybe even reflecting on her fondly and says, yeah, we were really close. We had an intimate relationship. I loved her even. Like, you can say these things and they are facts because this all happened and existed before Tana even showed up. Like, you're not entitled to a history from any partner or partners that suits your needs and narrative. You're not. So people who struggle with people's histories prior to their showing up in that relationship, I'm not saying that you're wrong to make decisions based on that history, but trying to shut that down is often going to lead to issues in your relationship because you're stifling communication. You're asking a person to block off a part of their history because you feel threatened by it for reasons that are really more about your own insecurities and projections than they are reality. So when the camera pans to Tana here and Aloy looks at Tana, there's an implication that Tana is likely upset hearing that Amadis had this intimate history with another person. And if that is somewhat upsetting for Tana to hear, that's understandable. I'm not saying you can't be upset by these types of things, but if Tana actively tries to stop him from engaging with it, or she becomes cold and distant and blockades him, then that's not really good for the tenability of the relationship in the long run. Reality is people have histories that at one point in time didn't include you. And those histories are not in any way, shape, or form an indictment on you or a reflection of you. So if you can separate that from yourself and you can hear that for what it is, which is factual information, remind yourself that in the present moment, Amadis is engaged, in this case, with Tana and interested in Tana, then you're working with more known variables rather than unknown variables and insecurities. I hope that makes sense. It's a very complex little situation here that I'm sure many people watching this have found themselves in at one point or another.
What happened at the Battle of the Burning Blooms?
I had intel that the Tanakh forces were greater than we had anticipated. I tried to convince my commander to halt the attack. He was a drunken lout. And when I threatened to reveal his incompetence to Karja High Command, he pulled a knife on me. So I killed him.
In self-defense.
It was still murder. I was condemned. But I thought at least I could still save Nessa. I was too late. By the time I got to the battle, the fields were already burning. Our soldiers slaughtered or missing. What's more, the commander I had killed was from a powerful noble house. They put a bounty on my head. I've been on the run ever since.
But the Red Raids are long over. Sun King Avad would pardon you if he knew...
The Sun King can't help me.
A pardon from Avad won't stop bounty hunters eager to claim their prize.
Damn, that sucks.
So, you and Talana, sounds like the two of you had an adventure out in the wilds.
Clawstriders, a hunter-killer, mercenaries, a shell snapper. Nothing could get in her way.
A scruffy hermit in the woods certainly tried.
That was foolish of him, in hindsight.
Oh, look at you guys with your romantic interest and sexual tension.
Well, we're here now, so let's head to the rot.
I can't ask you to come with me. I feel bad
Yes, you
enough you've
can.
come this far.
I didn't come all this way just to leave you now. We'll see this through together.
I know better than to try to talk you out of it. Come then. The rot's not far. The rot's along the shore, but we'll have to stick to the woods to avoid being seen.
How did you find it?
I overheard a Tanakh patrol from the nearby village talking about it. Figured it out from there.
What were you gonna do if we hadn't found you? Take it on alone?
I only need to question one guard. Figured I'd grab someone when they're by themselves.
Well, now you have us.
We're getting close. Just a little further.
Getting quieter without the rain.
There it is. The rot.
Those are Regala's rebels. They're waging civil war against the rest of the Tanakh. They must have taken over the prison.
Then they would have killed any of the guards. They were my last hope of finding out if Nessa was there.
Maybe not. There might still be some clue inside.
Even after all this time?
Aloy can see much more than you or I.
And let's do it. Any scrap of hope is better than nothing.
We'll have to find another way in. The front gate looks impenetrable.
Interestingly enough, just to further drive my point home about the emotional maturity of this whole thing, Amadis going through this whole trying to find her thing and get closure, having Talana at his side in support of that endeavor is going to facilitate closeness and intimacy between him and Talana. Just because it is inherently vulnerable for him to do this. And so to have her close, proximal, reliable, and emotionally available as a support as he does this is huge from his and Talana's standpoint. So the irony of the whole thing is that often people get so lost in their insecurities about these things that it prevents them, or they prevent themselves from being present in something that actually could benefit them down the line, because you've shown that you have the maturity and the availability to handle this. And there is real intimacy that can come from that. So the fact that Talana's here with us and that she is so just present in what's happening and allowing this to go on and not getting in her own way, it's a boon to their relationship.
And there's no way we're scaling those walls.
You two stay here. I'll see if I can find another way in and get that gate open. I should check around the sides. Might be a way in from the water.
Find an entrance to the rot. Swimming in the ocean. There could be some similarities there, Floaty. Sure. Eldrin, thank you for the 6 months.
Gotta get to the main gate to let Tana and Amadis in.
Who goes there?
Don't worry about it.
Here while you check.
You want to look over there?
What up? Whoa! Whoa! Hey! Hey!
Make her pay! Oh!
What a shot.
We've got the other side!
Come here!
As soon as possible.
They need help!
No! Come!
Taking my shot!
Yikes!
You want a piece of me? Here you are!
Come on.
Anything go on? Pay for what you did!
Give me your stuff.
No!
Come on. Cool sword, bro.
Might be a good time to let Tana and Amadis in.
Now that I killed everybody.
End of the line, Outlanders.
That device is gonna call a machine.
Oh! Uh-oh. Uh-oh! There you go. Attaboy. Too late.
This was too late!
Oh,
I can turn this around.
another
Now the
one of
fun
you.
starts.
Another Tide Ripper. Oh, God. Oh, God. All right. Oh, God. It's a Limpler on Charlie. Oh, God. Oh, God. Back up. Back up. Back up. Boom! come on, dude. I can never get the 3. Ever. Oh, God. What? That's why I don't use anything other than arrows. Everything else is stupid.
More ammo coming your way.
Also, these two are worthless. Instead of throwing me ammo, fucking shoot it, dude.
All right. I think that's the end of it.
Hear that?
Is anyone out there? I would say so. There we go.
Here. Door's locked, but that last rebel had a key on it.
Freed by Karja. Have we not been humiliated enough?
It's not their fault you were locked up in your own prison.
I'm looking for information about a Karja soldier. She might have been a prisoner here 5 years back. Her name was Nessa.
5 years ago? Good luck, dude.
The Karja Nessa was here. I killed her myself.
Nessa?
I'll handle this. Go secure the grounds.
It's you, isn't it? Nessa, how?
It's
Why?
Rataka.
Let me get this straight. You were Nessa. You were brought here as a prisoner during the Red Raids and then became Tenakth?
The Karja forbid women from military service. I lived my life pretending, ashamed of who I really was. But the Tenakth measure a soldier only by their strength and resolve. So I took my place among them.
Nessa. Rataka. I've mourned you for 5 years. Why didn't you let me know you were alive?
I had a new life.
Dude, way to go, man. Using, I mean, I guess like Nessa at this point would be dead naming her. So to say Rataka, for him to say Rataka that fast, big kudos, dude. Because you were like romantically involved with this person and you knew her as Nessa and like that whole schema is there. And for him to hear her say, no, I'm Rataka now, and for him to get out of his own shit and be like, okay, I'm gonna engage with this person as they are now and call her Rataka and engage with her that way, like, good for him, man. Like, no matter what direction this goes in, it's not that hard, friends. Right? Like, he's not entitled to her being Nessa. That is such a beautiful example of just how quickly you can just synthesize something, and even if it's difficult, boom, Rataka. You want to be called Rataka? Cool, I'll call you Rataka. You told me you wanted to be called Nessa when we originally met, and I called you Nessa. You tell me you're Rataka now because some shit's happened in the last 5 years? Cool, you're Rataka. I'm going to engage with you that way. Easy. We move along. That is the least important thing of this entire exchange. So I love that he just took that in stride, right? Like he's like, nope, Rataka. Boom. Money. Good.
Life. I wasn't going back. Not even for you, Amadis.
Damn. Good for her, too, you know? Like, that's hard. I respect that. I respect anybody who digs deep, asks themselves what matters to them, and does whatever they have to do to figure out how to find it for themselves. If Ritaka was like, yo, I want to be a warrior, and the culture and system around me doesn't really allow that to happen, and this is where my passion's at, so I'm going to figure out a way to make that happen, and then the opportunity presents itself, and she becomes Ritaka the Tanakh. Sweet, dude. That's awesome. Like, and she's like, look, it wasn't even worth going back for you, bro. Like, things were cool, but I want to be a warrior. Awesome. It's not personal. It's just more important to her. And that doesn't change the fact that this is probably hurting Amadis to see Ritaka this way. Like, I'm not trying to take away from, like, he doesn't have to just be stone cold, take it in stride, and be fine with it. He can still be hurt. But I admire that Ritaka is willing to be that forthcoming and honest to herself and to the people around her about what it is that she wants.
If you were brought here as a prisoner, how did you become Tanakh?
I knew it was only a matter of time before the Tanakh killed me and the others who were held captive. But one day, one of their soldiers stopped in front of my cell, asked how a woman had ended up fighting for the Mad Sun King. As he spoke, I realized he was once Karja.
Vashav.
I heard how he fell at the embassy. He deserved a better death than that. The other prisoners he condemned to death, but he convinced the Tanakh to let me fight for my life. I won through blood and blade. I became Ritaka and never looked back.
Good for you. Wow. I hate this question. I would not ever ask this question in real life. I always like to be very clear about this. To ask whether there are no regrets is to presuppose that there are regrets. Like, you're sort of suggesting there should be when you ask this question. I don't like the question, no regrets. So I wouldn't ask it in real life, but I'm going to ask it here.
You were willing to wear a disguise so that you could serve in the Karja army. Do you miss being Karja at all?
No.
No, that's a
The
good way
Red
to
Raids
ask that.
showed me there was no honor in fighting for the Karja. And when my comrades and I were brought here as prisoners, we knew no one would ever come for us.
I would have, had I known.
It's better this way. Beneath my Karja armor, I found I had the blood of a Tanakh.
So if you became Tanakh, how did you end up as a prisoner here again?
My squad was ordered to retake the Rot from Regala's rebels. We failed.
Considering how much Regala seems to hate the Karja, I'm surprised her rebels let you live.
You're right. I'd be dead if they knew. But few Tanakhs remember who I once was.
The way Amadis talked about your time together, I thought you'd still care about him.
It was 5 years ago.
Oh, God. Aloy. Oh. It just, it's not, I'm not trying to be too hard on her here. It's just, like, this, I don't even know that Aloy means intimately. It's just like, what do you mean she doesn't care about him? Like, that is such a leap. It is such a leap to make that assumption that, like, okay, you became Tanakh and you don't care about Amadis anymore. Like, no. Like, she probably does in some regard. It's just such a silly way to ask that question. Like, you don't gotta go there. Like, it's not like just because you're Ratika now doesn't mean that you just completely self-amnesia yourself from everything prior to that. Like, it could be a both and. It's just oh man. It's just funny to me. Anyway.
I didn't abandon you. Before the battle, I tried to get Godiah to call off the attack, but of course, he didn't listen. I ended up killing him.
Then he got what he deserved.
I ran for the battlefield to find you. But you were already gone by the time I got there.
I didn't know. But even if I did, I mourned you, and then I moved on.
Oh, Whoa, whoa, oh man, that's a gut punch and a half. I respect the shit out of it. I do. I like seriously. That's a hard. We're gonna go on. We're gonna do the empathize with both sides here because I think it's really important here. I'm gonna start with him. For Amadis, that hurts, man. I don't care who you are. You can respect the hell out of what she just said, and I do. But that's not gonna change how painful this is for him, man. Like, he first and foremost thought she was dead. So the fact that she's alive, but now she's Tana and is not Nessa anymore and is not what he has been conjuring up in his mind for the last 5 years, which was probably filled with a whole bunch of like what ifs and could have beens, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. To hear from Ritika directly, I mourned you and I moved on. Oh, I mean, that's as clear of a boundary as you're going to get. That's basically saying, like, I ain't emotionally available for you anymore. Like, we're done. I grieved it. I'm over it. I'm not interested. That is it's a punch to the gut, but it's also something that if he really digs deep, it releases him. Like, she's essentially done him a huge favor by saying it that directly. She's done. So if you like Tana and you feel that connection with Tana, somebody who's been here with you to bear witness to a ridiculously vulnerable moment that you're going to have to process for quite a while, go. There's no gray area here. This is probably some similarities, but this is an entirely different person over the last 5 years from who you knew. And now you get to grieve what you thought you were going to have. Or really, he probably did some of the grieving himself already, thinking that she was dead. Like, I'm sure there's a part of him that's moved on because he started to engage with Tana. So that's just a gut punch in the sense of like, wow, this person just said that directly to me and holy shit. But again, really important that he not personalize that. She didn't mourn him and move on because he's an asshole. She didn't mourn him and move on because he's a piece of shit who doesn't deserve love and whatever. No, it's not that. She did what she had to do to survive the moment that she was in, and she made her peace with it. She probably had some tough, sleepless nights, I would have to imagine. But she did what she had to do, and she's now speaking honestly. And the reason I say I respect that is because it's clear. It's clear, it's honest, it doesn't beat around the bush, it releases him of whatever kind of connection he thought he was going to have with her, and it preserves her identity and what she wants going forward. It's beautiful. I love that she's willing to say that, probably knowing that it would be difficult for him to hear. Like, good for you. You found yourself. Awesome. And with time, I think they will both, like, he's going to come to appreciate that. At least I would hope. That's good shit, man. That's really good shit. Just to be able to say that. It's freeing for her, too. Like, think of how powerful the statement that is. I mourned you and I moved on. He's getting closer. She died. She just didn't die in the way that he thought. His internal version of her died. That's what died. No, I mean, as far as Tana is concerned, I don't think Tana is somebody that we have to feel like sad for here. Like, she doesn't need pity. Tana knew what she signed up for, trying to find Amadis to figure this out. And Tana bearing witness to this conversation is a powerful thing. She theoretically doesn't lose here because he's got no chance with Ritika. So if there was any worry that he was going to pursue Ritika, well, Ritika just shut that shit down. So yeah, he's probably going to have to grieve a little bit. He's going to have to process this stuff. But again, this is where I emphasize, like, if you're Tana in this situation, if you can dig deep, depersonalize this, and be present for him, it's going to work itself out. because he's already shown that he has a degree of emotional interest in you. Like, there's already intimacy there. So if you show yourself as consistent and reliable and proximal to him while he's going through this, and you give him the space to process this with you, to get vulnerable with you, and you're a stable force in that, that's going to build intimacy. And it probably isn't going to take him as long as we might think to really get through this. Whew. Hornet, I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Is what better? Like, is it better to get it over with quick? Like, get what over with quick? Anyway, this is a really cool moment. I wasn't expecting this.
What will you do now?
You've taken back the rot. My squad will ensure it stays that way.
So this is it? After everything we've been through, this is goodbye.
Yes. Oh, look, I get it. I get the response here. I get it. If that's what he needs to say, it's what he needs to say, and I'm sure that we're about to see her handle it perfectly fine. Yeah, he's in his what ifs. He's in the story he built up. This is the moment where the rubber meets the road for him on having to confront all the idealizations he's had over the last 5 years while he was trying to find her and get closure. And undoubtedly, the part of him that didn't know that she was going to be alive is engaging with this, like, holy shit, she's here and I'm staring at her, and all the idealizations that I constructed over the last 5 years theoretically could happen if she would just turn it around. I mean, it's totally understandable why there would be a part of him that feels that way. And so that's what's coming out here. But this isn't about him. Like, that's the thing, is, like, at the end of the day, if he botches this and they walk away and he feels like shit for a while, it's really, he's no worse for wear. And neither is she. But if he could dig deep here, and if he had a really highly sophisticated amount of emotional maturity and regulation, he would say to her, I'm just glad that you're alive. And I am glad to see that you're thriving. To see that you are Ratika now, and that you have found a sense of purpose, and that you're the warrior you always wanted to be. That's awesome. I'm sad that this isn't going to work out between us or whatever. Like, this isn't what I was expecting. But at the end of the day, I can respect that there is a person in front of me who found themselves in a very meaningful way. And if this means that we never talk again because you got your shit to do and I've got mine, yeah, that's a little bit weird for me. But there was a part of me that thought you were dead anyway. So I can get there. Like, he's not entitled to anything from her just because he found her. And, like, that's the other thing. This is a little bit tricky because I don't know how realistic this is. Like, I don't know how many people watching this have ever been in this type of situation. But the reality is, yeah, he spent 5 years looking for her. But that doesn't entitle him to anything more than just finding her. He doesn't. If he was spending the last 5 years trying to find her with an expectation that she was going to react in a very specific way and then get shitty because she doesn't, that's a him problem, not a her problem. He's not entitled to any particular response from her. And so the response he's getting is probably in violation to what he was expecting, understandably so. I don't think anybody here was going to expect that she was Tanacht now. But he's got to process this on his own. And he's, like most of us, is going to try to sort of work some shit out through Ratika. And hopefully she kind of shuts him down and is empathic and says, hey, I get it. Because she could also say, I get it. I get that this is probably jarring for you. I'm not trying to upset you. But yeah, like, this is it. Like, I don't have any interest. I did. I mourned you. It's over. I found myself. I'm really happy with where I'm at. I hope that you find what you need. I hope you find the same kind of fulfillment I have. But no, I don't have any interest in engaging with you further. Or, yeah, we can still be friends and check in now and then. I don't know what she's going to say, but he's doing his best. I'm not going to be too harsh on him here. And I'm not going to be really harsh on anybody here. This is a ridiculously complex situation.
It has to be. My place will always be here. and yours is back east.
Well,
I'm sorry that you've suffered. You deserve better than how the last 5 years have treated you. I'll make sure you're granted safe passage out of the lowland. Consider it Nessa's final farewell.
damn. Damn. He's probably sitting here like, damn, she's even hotter now. I mean, because that kind of emotional maturity is sexy as hell. But that's just, mwah. Just chef's kiss all around. She's maybe one of my favorite characters that we've come across now. That's amazing.
At least now you know the truth.
Somehow it hurts worse. He must think I'm an idiot.
Okay. Quick conversation about projection, because my man's just did it. Look, he's deep in his feelings right now. He's struggling. Okay? Get it? Not holding him to a perfect standard. Perfect opportunity for us to talk about projection, though. When he says, you must think I'm an idiot, all he's saying is, I think I'm an idiot, and I'm assuming you see myself the same way that I do. That's all his own judgment. Projection is when you make an assumption about yourself, and you think that everybody else around you shares that assumption, and then you interact with them as such. So him saying, you must think I'm an idiot, really strips Tana of her autonomy to develop her own decision, and now she has to defend herself, because she's probably going to say, no, I don't. He's got to manage his own shit around that. Like, he's got to be like, he could say, I feel like an idiot. That's perfectly fine. I feel like an idiot. But to look at Tana and say, you must think I'm an idiot, is a overly complicated, projective way of basically saying, I feel like an idiot. And if you are a person who tends to do this, you should stop doing it, because you're going to annoy and frustrate the people around you, because you're stripping them of the autonomy to make their own conclusions on what they just witnessed. He might say, I feel like an idiot. Tana, what do you think about all this? That's the way better way to handle this than to say, you must think I'm an idiot.
No, I just think you have a lot to figure out. I'll take you back east to the Sendem. After that, I don't know.
Tana, I understand. I'm sorry it came to this.
Me too. Give me an Aloy a moment.
Tana is not communicating super directly here either, and isn't super direct here, and it's, again, understandable. But when Tana says you have a lot of stuff to figure out, she's not wrong. I mean, it sounds like he agrees, but it sounds like she has a lot of stuff she's got to figure out here, and that's okay. Again, what we just witnessed is ridiculously complicated, man. There is no easy linear path through this. There's 1,000 different outcomes that could come from this. There is no manual on how you're supposed to handle this thing perfectly. If I was the therapist sitting here watching all this happen, I'd be sitting here going like, phew, this is a lot. That's literally what I would say. Like, there's no grain that I'm going to give here that's going to make this easier for anybody here to manage this. We're at a point where everybody just needs to be validated for how this feels. And we will figure out what this means going forward after we get through that part. So when Tana says to him, you've got shit to figure out, and then gets a bit cagey, I do think that she would do well to name for herself, I've got some stuff to figure out here, man. That was hard to watch. And I don't really know what that means for me. I don't know what it means for me that I just watched you go through that. And she's perfectly allowed to go through that, because the way that that hits her matters. The way that it hits him matters. I don't like that she is, she's putting distance here, I think, to protect herself. He says, I'm sorry for how this turned out, which really, I think, reflects the fact that, like, he saw Nessa and realized all sorts of shit about what he had internalized, and probably realized that Tana was maybe a bit of a distraction from that and filled a bunch of voids. but wasn't ultimately what he was looking for, and she feels that, so she's distant. Like, I think that's what's happening here, but I do think if Tana was like, hey, I got some shit to figure out too, looks like you got some shit to figure out, we can reconnect a little bit later and try to figure out what this means for us, if I'm even open to that or if you're open to that. But for right now, I need Aloy. It's a minor critique. So just, I feel it's worth throwing my 2 cents in there on it.
Are you all right?
To be honest, no.
What's going to happen between you two?
I'm not sure. He clearly has a lot more feelings to sort through. And I won't be anyone's second choice.
Good for you.
I want you to have this. For seeing this through with me. No hawk could ask for a better thrush. Or a better friend.
So, I guess this is it then. You're heading back east.
I think I'll hang around Barren Light for a while, before returning to Meridian. If you find yourself back that way, look for me there.
I will. Safe travels, Tana.
Beautiful. Good for Tana. I won't be anybody's second choice. Good for you. That's great. So it hurts, but my friends, this is why it is so important. If you are interested in engaging in meaningful, intimate relationships, you have to do work on your own self-esteem. You have to move yourself into a position where you can see yourself as worthy and lovable and important. Because when you do that, you hold proper standards for your relationships. If Tana hasn't done any work to figure out her self-esteem, to love herself, to see herself as somebody who deserves to be a priority in a person's life, if she doesn't do that work, she probably puts up with some shit that makes her feel really terrible here. She probably holds Amadis to a lower standard. She probably views this entire situation differently, likely to her detriment. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is that you figure out your shit, your worth, that you find it in you. It's because you will look for people who confirm it, you will hold yourself to a better standard, and you will do what Tana just did, which is say, you know what, even though this really sucks, I know that I'm making the right decision by letting this go and going back east, because this is not what I deserve and this is not what I want, and I'm going to make a decision based off of that. Seriously. What a great quest line. That was awesome. I enjoyed that a lot. And I hope that all of you did too. And if you made it to the end here with me, thanks for sticking it out. I am going to end this episode here. Feels like a good spot to end. Thank you so much for making the effort to watch these videos, for taking the time. I do hope that my words are meaningful in some way to you, that again, I don't claim to be the end-all be-all objective awesomeness of analyzing. This is just my perspective. And I am honored that so many of you seem to care about what my perspective is on these things. So those of you that are watching this on YouTube, again, thanks so much for watching this. Please leave a like, please leave a comment, and check the links down below. Those of you that are here live with me on Twitch, thanks so much for being here live with me. If you are binging the series, I will see you over in part 33, the Scottie Pippen episode. If you are waiting for the next one to come out, as always, we will get it out as soon as we can. Appreciate you immensely. See you in the next one.